Hello students, welcome to OnlineTyari. Let's see daily news analysis for the day. The first news is on new IT initiatives called ICE- and Atithi. So, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on 4th November 2019 has unveiled two new IT initiatives, Atithi and ICE- to improve monitoring and pace of customs clearance of imported goods. So, please make note of these apps, name of these apps. What are they for? They are to improve monitoring and pace of customs clearance of imported goods. Okay. So, the new measures by the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, that is CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, aims to leverage technology to provide better service for taxpayers. These initiatives would act as key drivers for further improvement as they reduce the interface and increase the transparency of customs functioning. The significant improvement in India's global ranking in the trading across the border is because of the IT and other reforms carried out by CBIC. Okay. So, both these initiatives that is ICE- and Atithi are expected to reduce interface and increase the transparency of customs functioning. Okay. So, CBIC is hoping to reduce interface and increase transparency of all customs functioning. So, Atithi would create a tech savvy image of India customs. It also aims to encourage tourism and business travel to India. So, it is not just for imported goods, it also aims to increase to bring improvement in tourism as well as business travel. With ICE-, Indian Customs is aiming to provide an effective tool that would help the businesses to compare clearance times across ports and plan their logistics accordingly. The dashboard was developed by CBIC in collaboration with NIC, that is National Informatics Center. So, CBIC is India's nodal national agency which is responsible for administering GST. So, what are they responsible for? Administering GST, Central Excise, Customs, Service Tax and Narcotics, Service Tax and Narcotics in the country. National Informatics Center is the premier science and technology organization of Government of India. Okay, so this is a premier science and technology organization of Government of India in informatics services and information and communication technology applications also. So, that is about this particular news. So, please make a note of these two applications which I have mentioned here. Okay. Now, let us see the next news. Next news is on World Tsunami Awareness Day. So, every year 5th of November is observed as World Tsunami Day, which is marked by United Nations. Okay. The United Nations designated this day in the year 2015. So, this year was the day was declared as World Tsunami Awareness Day in 2015. This day will promote Target of Sendai 7 campaign that focuses on reducing disaster damage to critical infrastructure and disruption of basic services. So, this date was chosen in honor of, so history suggests that this date was chosen in honor of Japanese farmer of a very popular Japanese story which is Inamura no Hai, which means burning of the rich sheaves. Okay, so that is the history behind this. So, to honor a Japanese farmer, this day was observed. This day is being observed as World Tsunami Awareness Day. In December 2015, the United Nations General Assembly marked 15th of November, as I already mentioned, as the Tsunami Awareness Day. The UN calls on countries and international bodies to observe the day to raise awareness and share innovative approaches to risk reduction. The observation of this day was initiated by Japan. So Japan has experienced most severe destruction because of tsunami over past years. So Japan has major expertise in this area, such as tsunami, has built up public action, and they also have very advanced technology for early warning and building back better after a disaster to reduce future impacts. By the end of 2030, around 50% of world population living in coastal areas are to get exposed to storms, tsunamis and flooding. So it is observed that by 2030, around 50% of world population living in coastal areas are going to get exposed to storms, tsunamis, flooding, etc. So investment towards early warning system, resilient infrastructure and education is important to save people and their assets during a tsunami disaster, right. So tsunamis are, what are tsunamis? They are large waves that approach by crashing on coasts due to seafloor movement. It is majorly associated with landslides and earthquakes. The word tsunami gets its name from Japanese words tsu, okay. Make a note of this. Japanese word tsu meaning harbor and nami which means wave. So tsunami is a series of huge waves that are created by disturbance created underwater. These waves are normally associated with earthquakes that take place under or around the ocean. Various other causes of tsunami may be submarine landslides, coastal rock falls, volcanic eruptions or extraterrestrial collision. Okay, so this is about World Tsunami Awareness Day. Make a note of this. Important days are asked in all the major exams, right. Let us move on to the next news. Next news is on JCB Prize for Literature 2019. The JCB Prize for Literature 2019 has been bagged by Madhuri Vijay for her debut novel, The Far Field. Okay, which is the novel? The Far Field by Madhuri Vijay. Sir Mark Tully announced the winner in a live broadcast on social media. So she has been selected from a shortlist featuring novels from 5 accomplished writers. Vijay is also recipient of Henfield Prize and the Pushcart Prize. So Madhuri has also received Henfield Prize as well as Pushcart Prize. So JCB Award is an annual Indian literary award which was founded in the year 2018. It is the richest literary honor in the country. It is awarded to a distinguished work of fiction by an Indian writer working in English or to a translated fiction by an Indian writer. Publishers are allowed to enter 2 novels that are originally written in English and 2 novels that are translated into English from any other language. If in case the winner whose book has been translated into English from a different language, then the translator will receive an additional prize of rupees 10 lakh. Okay, so that is about JCB Award. So this year the winner is Madhuri Vijay, right. Let us see the next news for the day. Researchers at IIT Kharagpur generated electricity from wet clothes. Okay, very important. Please make a note. Researchers from which institute? IIT Kharagpur have generated electricity from wet clothes. So researchers from this particular IIT have found an efficient solution to India's power woes. They have generated electricity from wet clothes drying in Dhobi Ghat. This research was done at a Dhobi Ghat using 50 wet clothes with a surface area of 3000 square meters, and the clothes were connected to a commercial supercapacitor. In this process, the researchers were able to reliably charge up to around 10 volts in almost 24 hours. This stored energy is enough to glow a white LED for more than an hour, right. So this power may not be used for a large scale application, but is good enough to change the lives of a rural community. Okay, so that is the importance of this particular invention. So clothes are usually elusively complex, but they have a regular cellulose fibers. So the cellulose fibers have a certain charge in their walls. So if a piece of cloth is immersed in salt solution, it will ionize along the different passages of the cellulose fibers due to transpiration. As the ion movement is a continuous process, it generates a continuous voltage. If it is connected to an external resistor, it will generate small power. So that is the science behind this particular invention, which is so this is the science behind this most powerful invention. So this will change lives of rural India if it is implemented very effectively. So that is about today's daily news analysis. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Till tomorrow, signing off, Anjali.